Hey there, it's Angela Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. I hope you had a lovely little break. We haven't been with you in a while. There's Christmas, New Year's Eve, a ton of kids off for school for like winter break, and then of course you had snow, so more time to play with your kids for winter break. So hopefully you had a wonderful time and got everything you asked for from Santa. Now while we were away, we were still working. I got to go to Nellie's Black and White Ball. I caught up with Nellie and Ashanti, and we talked about all things coming up. Do you know they have a reality TV show coming up? So we're going to get to see in their lives even more. But that event is always a lot of fun. It raises a lot of money for a great cause. Plus, those guys get on the stage and they sing over their own tracks and just have a ton of fun. So you can keep your eye on STL TV. That will be coming up soon. But also today, I've got a wonderful guest. I've got Emma Klues with the Great Rivers Greenway. She's going to tell us everything we need to know about a new project that's going to help connect some of the parts of downtown St. Louis together. So I can't wait to find out more. Let's get started on today's Daily Mix. '25 has really gotten off to a snowy start, and with all this cold winter weather, I have a feeling the ice is quite nice at Steinberg skating rink. Whether you're a regular or it's your first time, this huge outdoor ice rink is the perfect place to meet friends or family for a day of fun. They offer day passes, skating lessons, private parties, and more. Plus, I love the outdoor rinks. The rinks that are outdoor are getting smaller and smaller because everybody wants to cover those up. This rink is outside, located right there in Forest Park on Jefferson Drive, and is open daily through March 1st. You definitely need to check it out. You can find a full schedule and everything they have to offer at steinbergrink.com. From ice rinks to ice sculptures, you can also embrace the chilly weather at the 18th annual Loop Ice Carnival. This favorite winter tradition promises a day filled with frosty fun for all, enjoying ice carving demonstrations and more than 50 stunning ice sculptures on display. I love seeing people work on these. It is amazing what they can do with some ice. There'll be carnival games, Louie and the Blues Street Team Slapshot game will be there, fire performers, and live music, a nighttime drone show, and more. The Loop Ice Carnival is set for Saturday, January 25th from 11 to 7 in the historic Del Mar Loop. To learn more, go to visittheloop.com. If indoor fun is more your speed, you can check out what's new inside the vault at the St. Louis Science Center. The updated gallery features 6 new collections and artifacts that have never been displayed up close before. You'll find everything from unique footwear from around the world and fossils from under St. Louis to highlight all of human evolution and the strange and risky side of pseudoscience. This is the Science Center's largest display of artifacts in over 30 years, and you can explore them for free in the planetarium tunnel. To plan your visit, go to slsc.org. Refresh your book collection at the St. Louis Jewish Community Center's biannual used book sale. The Winter Used Book Sale will feature a new selection of used books from every genre and explore thousands of titles, including novels, cookbooks, science fiction, self-help, and so much more. There will also be a large selection of books for children, educational materials for homeschoolers, multiple copies for book clubs, and other special items. The used book sale runs Sunday, January 26th through Thursday the 30th at the Arts and Education Building. To learn more, go to jccstl.com. The hit musical Six is set to return to St. Louis. From queens to pop icons, the six wives of Henry VIII take the microphone to remix 500 years of historical heartbreak into a celebration of 21st century girl power. The global sensation has won dozens of awards, including the Tony Award for Best Original Score. Six will take the stage at the Fabulous Fox for 16 performances, January 21st through February 2nd. You can find a full schedule, tickets, and more at fabulousfox.com. The Repertory Theater of St. Louis is closing out the 24-25 season with the Steve Wolf Studio Series with the play Athena. Competition and friendship go head-to-head with live fencing in this engaging play. 17-year-olds Mary and Athena are fencers training for the Junior Olympics. They do spend their lives together, practicing and competing, and they really wish they were friends. Find out what happens when Athena takes the stage at the Emerson Studio of the Loretta Hilton Center at Webster University, January 15th through February 9th. You can find all the details at repscl.org. Now, everybody's been talking about it, so I feel like you've probably already heard about A Complete Unknown. It is the TV, it's the movie of the Bob Dylan, basically life history. And get this, I know most people know a Bob Dylan song or two, but you don't have to be a super fan to love this movie. This movie was fantastic. I got to go check it out, and I loved it. So I'm gonna show you a little teaser of what this movie's like.
You tramped all the way from Minnesota. Why is that?
I wanted to catch a spark. If you're traveling in the North Country Fair. I say no one wants to hear what a kid wrote last month.
Well, I like your songs.
Where the winds hit heavy on the borderline.
Who wrote this?
He did.
Remember me. How about that Joan Baez, folks? She's pretty. Sings pretty. Maybe a little too pretty. If you go with snowflake storm, when the rivers freeze and summer ends. For anyone who's gonna hold your attention on stage, you have to kind of be a freak. You can be beautiful or you can be ugly, but you can't be plain. To keep her from the howling winds.
When's the new album out?
Soon. 200 people in that room, and each one wants me to be somebody else. They should just let me be.
Let you be what?
Whatever it is they don't want me to be.
I hear Bob is playing electric.
Not on our stage, he isn't.
Oh my God, it's Bob Dylan.
Once upon a time, you're just so fine. They just want me singing Blowing in the Wind for the rest of my life.
Well, this is gonna piss some people off.
You came here with nothing but a guitar. You never talk about your family, your past.
People make up their past, Sylvie. They remember what they want. They forget the rest.
I want to know which side he's on.
I'm not sure they want to hear what I want to play, Johnny.
I want to hear it.
How does it feel? Turn it down! Play it loud.
Make some noise, BD.
To have you on your own. Like a complete unknown. Like a rolling stone.
Like I said, you don't have to be a super fan to really like that movie, and I like kind of seeing kind of the evolution of wanting to be famous, not liking being famous, and then wanting to be famous again. Now, by the magic of television, I am joined by Emma Klues with the Great River Greenway. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right, so let's talk about this because from me, my perspective, the Great River Greenway is kind of like the company that kind of runs a whole bunch of different projects, yes?
Yes, so we're a public agency and we build greenway trails to connect St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and St. Charles County. So it's a big area.
That is a big area. So you have projects in all these different areas, but we are here really to focus on this one that you just started talking about, and that is the Brickline.
That's exactly right. So that's here in the city of St. Louis. The big idea is connecting Forest Park to Gateway Arch National Park and Fairground Park to Tower Grove Park. So no big deal, just like 10 miles of pathways and 14 neighborhoods and a bunch bunch of stuff in between.
That is huge, though. And why is this important to you?
So I'm really excited about the opportunity to be able to reconnect the city together. We have so many amazing things here to go do, or maybe jobs or schools, but they're not all always connected together. So having these accessible paved pathways where people can walk, run, push a stroller, roll a wheelchair, ride a bicycle is a great chance for people to be able to get where they need to go, but also explore what our city has to offer.
I love that. Now, this is kind of coming about just kind of now with like some plans and everything. So kind of walk me through that and how that works, like setting all that up.
Yeah, there's different chunks that happen in different phases. So one little section is built at the Cortex Metrolink station. So if you've ever been there, there's a little piece of the Greenway between Boyle and Sarah. And then there's also a piece that we built with the new soccer stadium. So when that was getting built on Market Street, we built between 20th and 22nd Street. So you're welcome for combining construction and not tearing up Market Street twice. And so those two little chunks exist. And then we're in construction right now for Market Street from the stadium down to Harris Stowe State University at Compton. Oh, so if you've seen that construction, sorry, but also not sorry. We're excited to be able to, bring that new Greenway there, along with more public artwork from artist Damon Davis along the way. Oh. So those are just a couple of them, but then there's more coming soon as well.
That is amazing. So when you guys, get the funding for something like this, how do you guys plan what the next place is to kind of connect together?
Yeah, so it's a mix of different funding opportunities, and then it's a mix of what are the priorities that need to move forward because maybe something else is happening, like the stadium construction. Sure. Or perhaps with if there are timelines that come with that funding. So as an example, we're about to start construction on North Grand from Fairground Park at Natural Bridge South, and that has a federal grant from the United States Department of Transportation. So their timeline became our timeline. So it's a good thing to get $15 million, but it also means that we start construction at a specific time. So that's coming up in the next couple months. And then there's another portion that we're just starting early planning and design, and that is from that Metrolink station and Cortex all the way to Forest Park. So being able to connect into the park, that one we just had a big funding win recently as well from some private donors. Barnes Jewish, BJC Health System, and Washington University in St. Louis. And Greater St. Louis Inc. is helping us with the campaign to raise the rest of the money as well. So there's a lot going on.
I know, I read the press release and I was like, there's so much happening here. So how do you get so some of the funding is federal grants.
Yes.
But then others is coming from those donations.
Yes, and then further still, our tax dollars, people voted to create our organization in the year 2000, and a tiny percentage of sales tax comes to build the Greenways as well. So keep buying things at the mall or at a local shop around St. Louis, but a little tiny bit of that goes to the Greenways as well. So it's local sales tax funding, federal grants or other public dollars, and private investment as well.
That is pretty amazing. So people can they see the construction happening and they probably cuss you out a little bit, but then when they realize that these things are connected, they're very grateful.
It's worth it. It's a worthy investment. It's a worthy inconvenience for, long-lasting, safe places for people to exercise and commute and explore.
I said to you that before we started the show that I'm familiar with more of in the county area because that's kind of where I reside. But this is kind of huge because there really isn't a way to get from parts of the city to one another on foot or on bicycle without a path like this.
Yeah, sidewalks are in varying different, conditions, and so we're excited to make sure that there's safe, accessible connections between all of those places and for people of all kinds of different, mobility.
Absolutely. What is the one thing you hope people take away from learning more about the Greenway? Like, obviously, I'm sure you want them to go out on those trails that already exist and utilize them, but what else do you want them to take away from this?
Yeah, definitely go use the Greenways and also just plug in with us. We want to hear from you. So we have, for example, a public open house tomorrow night that we would love to hear feedback from people for that one that we were talking about that connects to Forest Park. Yeah. So, getting people's feedback and input about, what is the priorities for some of the amenities or how do the designs look so far? That's a critical part of our process. So we'd love for people to be engaged, sign up for our email newsletters, follow us on social media, come to the open house.
Well, let's talk about when you ask for people's input, obviously you're getting varying degrees of what people want. What are you really looking for from them? You want to know if they like how you've got it connected. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, it's a variety as well. So sometimes it's where it actually should go. So what are their priorities? What do they want to connect to? Are there things in their community that we don't know about that are really important destinations? People who live in a neighborhood know their neighborhood better than we do, right? So we want to make sure that we hear from them about where they want to go, but also it might be about the kinds of amenities or maybe public art or what would be, a great story to tell on an interpretive sign, what's important to that community or that area. And so there's those types of things that we want to hear, but then also just how are the designs looking so far? Is this make sense with the way people move around the community? Or do you have any concerns with the amount of benches or amenities along the way? All kinds of different questions that we like to ask.
It's so interesting because, as somebody who uses the trails in the county, I don't really think about all of the work you're doing to get those to go and make everybody happy, or as many people happy as you can.
Exactly right. Yeah, and it really is that mix, right? So hearing from people, what's technically possible, mix it all up, send it back out to the community. What do you think? What's possible? Mix it all up until we're ready to start building. So very, very iterative process.
I love that. Like we talked, you have so many different trails that you guys are kind of in charge of. Kind of run me through some of those that are already in existence that people can check out.
Yes, so there's 135 miles built to date.
Wow.
And and again, it's connecting 3 counties and 120 towns together. So our region, it's about the size of the state of Rhode Island or Yosemite National Park. So no big deal, just getting 120 towns on the same page about a regional vision. But 135 miles so far, and then about 20 or 30 projects in any given state of planning, design, engineering, construction. They're all moving, in different, at different speeds, and they're all in different phases. But again, with all of that community input driving it.
Sure. So for the people who live around our community, that's the city that's going to be talking about this Brickline one, where can they go one more time so they can kind of give you their input, maybe check out what's happening?
Yes, so please visit bricklinegreenway.org is the website for the project, or greatriversgreenway.org is our overall website, but either of those should get you where you need to go. You can call us or email us anytime. We would love to hear from you.
We got all that information right there on your screen, and of course you can follow them on social media. Are you guys on social media all the time telling people what's happening?
Yes, there's only a few things going on, so we're definitely busy.
I was going to say, there's a lot happening. Just try to read that press release. There's a lot going on. Thank you so much for being here and explaining that to us. I'm excited to check out the Brickline when it gets all finished.
Yes, we'll see you on the Greenway.
Exactly. Love it so much. And definitely follow Great Rivers Greenway to see what you can maybe put your input into, or check out one of the paths that they got there. After you follow them, you can, of course, follow us. You can check us out on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube. You can even drop us a line. Let us know what you think. We would love to know what you think. And don't forget to download the STL TV Now app and stream us at home or on the go. That's going to do it for the Daily Mix. We keep it right here on STL TV and Experience St. Louis. I'll see you next time.